Why are famous designers like Dolce and Gabbana or Dior obsessed with motifs from the Bronze Age? Today's video will dissect the intricate construction of the legendary flounced skirt and how the Mycenaeans laid the foundation for modern military style. More than just archaeology, this is a journey to find the DNA of beauty. Don't miss it if you are a fan of fashion and history. Welcome to the episode, Minoan Empire Fashion, Foundations of Western Beauty, on the channel, Legends of Style. The fashion of the two civilizations Minoan, Crete, and Mycenaean, mainland Greece, represents the pinnacle of Bronze Age textile art with unique styles, clearly distinguishing between men and women. A. Minoan civilization fashion, circa 2600–1400 BC. The Minoans were famous for their elegant, sophisticated appearance and creativity in tailoring. A1. Women's fashion. 1. Flounced skirts. The Minoan women's flounced skirts were among the most complex and sophisticated garments of the ancient world, considered the pinnacle of Bronze Age garment techniques. Here are the specific details about this type of dress. 1.1. Structure and design. A skirt is not just a piece of cloth but a piece of clothing that is meticulously cut according to the body's curves. Skirt shape, usually bell-shaped or A-line, long enough to touch the ground. Flounces. The skirt is made up of many strips of fabric, from 2 to 7 layers, sewn on top of each other horizontally. This technique creates natural volume and rhythmic movement as the wearer moves. Hoops. To maintain a sturdy bell shape, the Minoans may have used hoops made of hard material, such as reeds or metal, threaded inside the skirt. This is considered the predecessor of the crinoline skirt frame in 19th century Europe. 1.2. Materials and colors. The Minoans were masters of textiles, using the most advanced techniques of their time. Textile fibers, mainly from wool and flax. The fabric is woven with high smoothness, sometimes so thin that it is see-through. Color. Use natural dyes from plants and animals, like murex snails, to dye royal purple, to create vibrant color palettes like deep red, saffron, blue and earthy brown. Patterns. Pleated strips often have elaborate geometric patterns, stripes, checks or symmetrical diamonds. 1.3. How to wear and social meaning belt. The dress always comes with a large, tight waistband to accentuate the small waist, a typical beauty standard of the Aegean civilization. Apron. A semicircular decorative fabric, front and back, often worn over the skirt, acting as an aesthetic highlight or protecting the skirt underneath. Symbol. This type of dress is not only for the nobility but also appears in religious ceremonies. The most famous image is the snake goddess with her 7-tiered pleated dress, symbolizing power, fertility and connection to nature. Long, bell-shaped skirt, layered with vibrant ruffles, decorated with color bands and symmetrical geometric patterns. 2. Open bodice. Open bodice, or open bodice, is the most surprising and characteristic element of Minoan women's clothing, demonstrating an extremely open aesthetic and social mindset compared to other civilizations of the time. Below are the specific details about this shirt. 2.1. Structure and design. Tight-fitting design. The shirt is designed like a bodice that hugs the body extremely tightly, emphasizing the curves of the chest and waist. Completely open cut. Unlike conventional deep-cut shirts, the Minoan shirt is cut in an arc or large V in the front, starting from the shoulders and extending down to the waist, completely revealing the breasts. Sleeves. Usually short sleeves, tight around the biceps or puffed sleeves. Back collar. The back of the neck is often pushed up into a raised collar, like the Medici collar, creating contrast with the open front. 2.2. Cultural and religious significance. Fertility symbol. Breast exposure is not sexual but is considered a symbol of fertility, motherhood and female power. Image of goddess and priestess. The most famous image is the statue of the snake goddess wearing a low-cut shirt and holding a snake, representing the ultimate power of women in spiritual life. Social freedom. In Minoan art, women were often depicted wearing this clothing even in everyday activities, showing their equality and confidence in Bronze Age society. 2.3. Supportive technique, forerunner of corset and bra. Metal frame. Some archaeological evidence shows that bras may have been reinforced with thin metal bars or braided ropes to support and shape the bust. Similar to the principle of modern push-up bras. Sacred knot, belt. The shirt is often fixed at the waist with an elaborately knotted belt, helping to fix the shape of the shirt and create the characteristic ant waist effect. 3. Wasp waist. In the Minoan civilization, the wasp waist was not only a beauty standard but also a symbol of discipline, physical strength and social class. These are considered humanity's first attempts at shaping the body with clothing. Here are the specifics about this feature. 3.1. Shaping technique. Predecessor of the corset, the Minoans achieved extremely small waists through the use of special belts from an early age, metal belts. Minoan women, and men, often wore wide belts made of bronze, silver or gold. These belts are curved to fit tightly around the abdomen and waist, squeezing the soft tissues to create an extreme hourglass figure. Leather belts and braided belts, for the popular class or when doing vigorous activities. They use thick leather belts wrapped many times, creating a system of supporting the spine and shrinking the waist similar to modern sports belts. 3.2. Differences between men and women. Unlike many other civilizations, the small waist standard in Crete applies to both genders. Women, small waists are paired with bell-shaped skirts and bustier tops to create maximum contrast, celebrating feminine beauty and fertility. Men, Minoan warriors and athletes also tied their waists very tightly. This helps them look more flexible and stronger in adventure sports such as bull leaping. 3.3. Social and spiritual significance. Self-control. A tight waist symbolizes self-control and sophistication. It distinguished the civilized Minoan people from other, barbaric, tribes with loose clothing. Sacred knot, on frescoes. Belts are often tied into a large knot in the front or back, called a sacred knot, symbolizing the connection to gods and religious powers. A2. Men's fashion. Minoan men's clothing is a typical example of the design philosophy that prioritizes flexibility and honors the healthy body, especially in adventurous physical activities such as bull leaping and boxing. 1. Loincloth and kilt. These are the two most basic types of clothing, helping men maintain comfort in the hot Mediterranean climate. Loincloth, breechcloth, a strip of fabric wrapped around the hips and passed over the groin, covering the sensitive part. In sports such as acrobatics on the back of a bull, the loincloth is designed extremely neatly to avoid getting caught in the bull's horns. Short skirt, kilt, a wrapped skirt with a length above the knee. Skirts are often cut diagonally or have a shorter front so that the legs can spread as wide as possible when running or jumping. Codpiece, protective cover. Men often use an additional protective part made of leather or hard fabric in the front of the loincloth, helping to protect the perineal area in strong collision situations. 2. Design for sports and ceremonies. Bare torso. Most Minoan men were bare-chested to show off their muscles and flexibility, the result of practicing boxing and acrobatics. Special purpose belt. Included with the loincloth, skirt is a very tight belt made of leather or metal, which helps protect the spine and creates a solid fulcrum for the abdominal muscles when performing somersaults over the cow's back. Shoes. When competing, they often go barefoot to increase grip, or wear leather boots, sandals with high ankle straps to protect their joints. 3. Jewelry and accessories. Even though they wear few clothes, men still assert their status through accessories. Armbands. Metal bands wrapped tightly around the biceps help accentuate muscles. Hats with feathers. In the frescoes, men of high status often wear hats decorated with brightly colored feathers, such as peacock or ostrich feathers. B. Mycenaean civilization fashion, about 1600 to 1100 BC. Mycenaean civilization was heavily influenced by Minoan but had a more militaristic and secretive style. B1. Women's fashion. During the transition of civilization from Minoan to Mycenaean, mainland Greece, women's fashion had landmark changes. reflecting differences in climate, morality and militaristic social structure. Here are details on how Mycenaean women transformed their costumes. 1. Selective reception. Mycenaean women admired the elegance of Minoan culture, so they retained the basic shape of multi-layered flounced skirts. However, they do not completely copy the boobless liberality skirt, still a long, bell-shaped skirt with colorful ruffles. But the Mycenaean textile techniques are often rougher and heavier than the delicate lightness of Crete. Patterns. They favored strong geometric shapes rather than the soft natural patterns, like octopuses or flowers, of the Minoans. 2. Discreet details, undershirt and camisole. This is the biggest difference that distinguishes the women of these two civilizations. Using a tunic, chiton shirt underneath, instead of wearing a deep-cut tunic directly. Mycenaean women wore a long-sleeved or short-sleeved layer of thin linen, tunic, underneath. After that, they put on a tunic, bodice, over them. This creates a more layered and discreet look. Vest, insert. They use an intricately embroidered triangular or rectangular piece of fabric, bib, to insert into the deep-cut neck of the tunic. This cloth is fixed with brass or gold pins, fibulae. Higher neckline. Mycenaean shirt designs tend to bring the neckline higher, close to the collarbone, instead of revealing the entire upper body like the Cretan goddesses. 3. Cause of change. This change is not simply a personal preference but due to objective factors. Geography and climate. Mainland Greece, Mycenae, has colder winters than the warm island of Crete. So wearing extra layers is necessary to stay warm. Social structure. Mycenaean society was highly hierarchical and militaristic. More discreet clothing reflects the clear class division and stricter moral control of women in aristocratic families. Influence of war, for a nation that regularly participates in conquest. Their costumes need durability and high applicability rather than fragility and flightiness. B2. Men's fashion. While Minoan men, Crete Island, favor liberal physical beauty, Mycenaean men, mainland Greece, shape their style through the strength, pragmatism and prestige of a warrior society. Here are details of their outfits. 1. Tunic shirt, forerunner of chiton. Instead of just wearing loincloths, Mycenaean men popularized the wearing of clothes that covered the upper body, suitable for the continental climate and the need to protect the body in battle. Structure. The shirt is rectangular in shape, with holes in the middle for the head and on the sides for the arms. This is an early version of the famous chiton in the later classical Greek period. Length. Shirts are usually short to the thighs so as not to get in the way when jogging, riding horses or driving chariots. Sleeves. Usually short sleeves, loosely cut to optimize arm range of motion when using a sword or spear. 2. Belt and decorative trim. Mycenaean costumes have a very military aesthetic. Belt, girdle. Always have a large belt made of leather or thick fabric tied tightly at the waist. The belt not only helps to shorten the shirt for ease of movement, but is also a place to hang swords or hunting tools. Decorative borders. The hem and sleeves are often sewn with contrasting color fabric strips. Patterns on the border are often spirals, geometric shapes or images of warriors, reflecting the seriousness and discipline of the military. 3. Equipment for fighting and hunting. Because their lives are tied to conquests, their costumes integrate many protective elements. Greaves. Mycenaean men often wrapped cloth or wore bronze protectors around their calves to avoid injury when moving in the jungle or in battle. Leather boots. Different from the bare feet of the Minoans, the Mycenaeans wore soft leather boots or sandals with high ankle straps to protect their feet on the karst terrain of mainland Greece. 4. Cloaks. During night hunts or cold winters, they wear a rectangular cloak made of thick wool, fixed on the shoulder with a copper pin, fibula. This is an early image of the powerful cloak often seen on later Greek heroes such as Achilles or Odysseus. B3. Warrior costumes. Mycenaean warrior costumes are a testament to the mastery of metal industry and the militaristic nature of this civilization. This is the most iconic outfit of heroes in Homer's epics such as Achilles or Ajax. Here are details about the two most important components. 1. Dendra bronze armor, Dendra panoply. This is the oldest and most complete full-body bronze armor found from the Bronze Age, circa 1400 BC. Structure. Armor consists of 15 separate copper plates linked together by leather straps, allowing the warrior a certain degree of flexibility in movement. Neck, gorget. A high and wide bronze plate surrounds the neck, covering the chin and ears, protecting vital areas from spear stabs. Body and shoulders. Large curved copper panels hug the chest and back. The shoulders are protected by characteristic domed copper plates, pauldrons. Skirt part, tassets. From the waist down to the thighs are copper strips layered on top of each other like fish scales, helping to protect the lower area and thighs but still allowing the warrior to sit on the chariot. Weight. The armor weighs about 18 to 20 kilograms, mainly for noble warriors fighting on chariots instead of infantry running long distances. 2. Boar's tusk helmet. This is the most precious and fearsome item in Mycenaean equipment, described in extreme detail in Homer's Iliad. Manufacturing technique. Wild boar tusks are cut into flat pieces, smoothed and drilled, then sewn onto a leather or felt helmet. The feet. To complete a hat, the fangs of about 30 to 40 male wild boars are needed. This proves that the wearer must be a master hunter or a wealthy leader. Effect. Pig fangs are very hard, capable of deflecting bronze sword slashes. The inside of the hat is often lined with fleece to reduce impact injury. Decoration. The top of the hat is often attached with a red or black plume to increase the majesty and make the warrior look taller. 3. Other combat accessories. Leggings, greaves, copper plates protect the shins, lined with soft fabric inside to avoid rubbing against the skin. Shields. The Mycenaeans used two main types of shields: figure-8-shaped shields, made from multi-layered cowhide, that covered the entire body, and long pyramid-shaped shields. Weapons. Long bronze sword for stabbing and long spear for launching from chariots. 4. Symbolic value. The pig tusk armor and helmet are not only protective tools but also feng shui and status items. It represents the power to conquer nature, through hunting wild boar, and the wealth of metal resources. You can see realistic reconstructions of this armor at the Nafplio Archaeological Museum website or through experimental studies of the Dendra armor in 2024-2025 to see how warriors move in this heavy outfit. C. Influence on modern fashion. The imprint of Minoan and Mycenaean fashion persists in modern aesthetics. Tiered and flounced, layered skirts and vibrant ruffles often appear in haute couture collections and boho chic styles. Aegean motifs, the ocean wave, geometric patterns and signature blue-yellow colors from ancient palace frescoes remain a major source of inspiration for high-end fashion brands, like Chanel or Dolce & Gabbana. Traditional Greek dress. Many elements such as decorative aprons and hand-embroidered belts are still preserved in the folk costumes of Cretans today. Plunging necklines appear on red carpets and high-end fashion collections. Underbust corset. This type of corset only covers the abdomen and under the chest. Directly inherited from this outfit layout. Renaissance and Victorian corsets. The 18th–19th century European technique of girdling the waist with skeletons and laces has surprising similarities to the way the Minoans shaped their bodies with metal belts. New look style. Christian Dior, in 1947. Dior revived this body proportion with flared dresses and micro-cinched waists, creating a fashion revolution inspired by the classic body shape. Waist cinchers. Statement belts are still often used today to accentuate the waist, reproducing the authority of ancient women in the Aegean region. Precursor to competition wear, the Minoan loincloth and miniskirt structure is considered an early model for modern sports shorts and men's underwear, such as briefs or jockstraps, which aim to optimize movement. Athleisure aesthetic. The philosophy of showing off the beauty of the male body since the Minoan period still maintains its appeal in the designs of tight gym clothes or men's swimwear today. The way Mycenaean women wore an extra layer of undergarment under their tunics was the forerunner of the chiton and peplos outfit in the later, famous classical Greece period. This combination laid the foundation for the pleated, layering fashion style that we still see in modern evening designs from brands like Elie Saab or Zuhair Murad. Modern chiton design. This simple tunic style is still reproduced in sustainable fashion collections thanks to its minimalist geometric cut structure. With little waste of fabric. Minoan and Mycenaean fashion are not just fragments of history, but the foundation of Western aesthetics. From the disciplined ant waist to the romantic ruffled skirts. The breath of Aegean civilization is still flowing on high-end catwalks today. Understand the past to see that beauty is eternal and creativity has no borders. Thank you for watching the entire video. If you find it interesting, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. The video episode ends here. See you again in the next episode on the channel, Legends of Style. In the next episode we will come to human fashion in Chinese civilization, Shang Dynasty.